My name is George. I am just a simple man. I have a small story, but it means everything. I lived with my wife Martha in a small wooden house far from the city, close to peace. We had no electricity, no hot water, no money to save, but we had love every day. Love was our light, our power, our gold. It was enough for us, more than enough. Martha was my sunshine, my home, my reason to smile. She was my everything. Every morning she woke up early. She cleaned, she cooked, she worked with joy. I worked as a builder, carrying stones, building walls, breaking my back for bread. Life was hard, money was little, but love was strong, and we never felt poor. We had 3 children, Mark, Emily, and Leo. They were our whole world. We gave them food before eating, clothes before buying for ourselves, always. There was never extra money, never free time, but we never complained once. A hug from them, a smile from them, made us forget hunger, pain, and tiredness. Sometimes they got sick, their little bodies weak, their eyes full of tears. Those nights were the hardest. No sleep, no rest, just worry in our hearts. We sold our bed, our warm blankets, just to buy medicine, just to see them smile. Because nothing is heavier than seeing your child suffer. Nothing hurts more. One day, Mark wanted to go to college. He had a dream, a big, beautiful dream. But dreams cost money, and we had none. So the college said no, refused him. Martha took her wedding ring, her only gold, and she smiled as she removed it. She said to me, "George, our children are our treasure. Gold means nothing to me." Years passed fast. The children grew up. They studied, they worked, they left. They moved to big cities, bought phones, had busy lives, had children of their own. At first, they visited on holidays, once in a while, bringing gifts and stories. But then the visits became less, the calls became short, the silence became long. I remember sitting on the porch every evening, looking at the empty road, Martha beside me, holding my hand, her eyes full of quiet hope, like mine. I always said, "Maybe today they will come. Maybe today is the day, my love." But the road stayed empty. Only the wind came. Only the birds sang for us. Martha never complained. She smiled softly, even when her heart was heavy. She said, "George, life is busy for them, but we had our time. We had our joy." Still, I knew she missed them. Every day, every moment, more than she said. A mother's heart speaks in silence, feels every distance, remembers every touch. When Martha got sick, it was different. Her breath was slow. Her hands were cold. We had no money for doctors, no insurance, only old love and old blankets. I called Leo, our middle son, told him, "Martha is not well." But I asked for nothing. He did not come. No visit, no call, just silence, like the wind through the trees. Winter came, colder than ever. Our heater broke, but we could not fix it. We slept under 2 old blankets close to each other, sharing our warmth. I held her tight, kissed her forehead, whispered, "It is cold, but your hug is enough." She smiled, eyes closed, hands soft, love still alive, still burning in her heart. Our children said, "It is time for a nursing home, time for better care, better help." They said it is safer, more comfortable, more professional. But I knew the truth. They had no time, no space in their lives, no place for two old hearts waiting. Still, we agreed. Not because we wanted to, but because we loved them too much. The nursing home was clean, quiet, cold, far from our home, far from their hearts. Our room was small, at the end of a long hallway, close to silence, close to forget. Every morning, I woke up early, wore my old shirt, sat by the door, watching. The nurse asked, "Why wait, George?" No one comes. But I smiled. Hope never dies. Martha stayed in bed, weaker every day, but still holding their old photos. She touched their faces, whispered their names, smiled through her tears. I sat beside her, held her hand, said, "I am here, my love, as long as you breathe." She looked at me, eyes full of stories, full of love, full of a mother's endless heart. The world outside was fast, loud, always changing, but our hearts stayed the same. We remembered every birthday, every little song, every tiny hand in ours. Life took many things from us, money, health, time, but not our love. Never. That love was our home, our treasure, our light, even in the darkest nights. Sometimes I whispered to her, "Do you think they will come today, Martha?" She smiled softly, said, maybe they will remember. Hearts always remember." I wanted to believe, needed to believe, because love teaches us to hope always. Even when the days are empty, even when the nights are long, we still hope. This is who we are. Parents who gave everything, not asking for anything back. We do not count gifts, do not count visits. We count love. We count memories. Martha and I built a life with our hands, with our hearts, with small joys. Now we live in those memories. They are our gold. Our diamonds are forever. Every morning, I sit by the window, my hands on my knees, my eyes on the road. I remember their small feet running, their little voices calling, "Daddy, look at me." Now the road is empty, quiet. Only the wind sings. Only my memories speak to me. But I wait, because waiting is love, because my heart still believes in family. Martha watches me. Her eyes are soft. Her smile is tired but full of kindness. She says, "George, come sit by me. Rest your back. You have worked enough." But how can I rest when my heart is standing, when my soul is standing? I wait for footsteps, for laughter, for the simple joy of seeing them again. Do you know what is funny, my friend? It is not the big things I miss the most, not the gifts, not the holidays, not the grand visits, but the small, sweet things. I miss Leo sneaking bread, Mark fixing his broken bike, Emily singing off key. Those moments were our gold, our treasure, worth more than anything money can buy. We never had much, but we had each other. We had simple joys, simple days, a warm bowl of soup, a shared story by the fire, a walk in the fields together. Martha would sew clothes from old fabric, her fingers quick, her heart full. I would fix the roof, fix the fence, and together we would fix our little world. Years passed. The children grew tall. Their dreams grew bigger, their lives faster. We pushed them forward. Even when it pulled them away from us, we smiled. Because that is what parents do. We build wings for them, not cages, never cages. But sometimes wings fly too far. Sometimes they forget where home is. Do I blame them? No, I do not. Life is heavy. Life pulls people in many directions. But my heart still aches. My hands still remember their tiny fingers holding mine. Martha still keeps their letters, their drawings in a small box under her pillow. She touches them at night, whispers good night to them, like they are still small. One evening, Martha's cough got worse, her breath short, her body shaking. I made her tea, held her hand, sang her the old song we loved in our youth. She smiled, weak but bright, said, "George, you are still my song, my heart." I kissed her hand, said, "Martha, as long as I breathe, I am yours forever." But forever feels short now. Days run faster. Nights are longer, colder, quieter. We used to count their birthdays. Now we count the days since their last visit. But hope is stubborn, like an old tree. It stands even when the storm is strong. So I sit by the window, my heart open, my arms ready, waiting for their return. Sometimes I talk to the nurses. They are kind. They listen. They smile softly. They ask me, "George, why do you still wait? Why do you wake up so early?" I tell them, because my heart does not know how to stop loving, stop hoping. Because every father waits, every father believes, no matter how long it takes. Martha gets weaker, her hands colder, her words softer, but her love is loud. She holds my hand, squeezes it gently, says, "George, we raised them well. Even if they are far, even if they are silent, we did good. We loved right." I nod, but my throat is tight, my chest heavy because missing hurts. One night, the heater broke again. The room was cold, but her hug was warm. We wrapped ourselves in old blankets, laughed softly, remembered old winters. I said, "Martha, it is cold outside, but your love is still the fire in my chest." She smiled, eyes shining, said, "George, your words are warmer than the sun." The staff offered new rooms, warmer, closer to others, but we said, "No, thank you." This small room holds our memories, our love, our life. We do not need more. Every crack in the wall, every sound of the floor speaks to us, tells our story. You cannot buy that with money. You cannot replace it with comfort. At night, I dream of the old house, the garden Martha loved, the tree we planted. I see Emily running around it, laughing, her hair flying like the wind itself. I see Mark building small birdhouses, his hands full of nails, his heart full of pride. I see Leo reading under the sun, his face calm, his dreams bigger than the sky. These dreams keep me alive. They feed my soul. They keep Martha smiling, even if they are only dreams, even if the real faces are far, too far. because love does not care about distance. Love remembers, always remembers. So I hold on. I breathe slow. I believe, because that is what love teaches us. Martha whispers sometimes late at night when she thinks I am asleep. She says, "My babies, I hope you are well. I hope you are happy. I love you." Those words are soft, but they are the loudest songs in this quiet room. And I listen every time, because her love is the most beautiful sound I know. Time is a strange thing. It runs fast when you are young, slow when you wait. But even slow time is precious, because it gives me one more day with Martha. One more sunrise, one more cup of tea, one more quiet moment of holding hands. And I am grateful, truly grateful, for every small gift time still gives us. Sometimes I wonder, will they come when it is too late? When the chairs are empty, will they stand by the door, call our names, and feel the weight of lost time? But I stop myself, because love does not count mistakes. Love forgives everything. So I keep my heart open, my hope strong, my arms ready for a long-awaited hug. This is not a sad story, my friend. This is a story of love, pure and simple. A love that builds, that sacrifices, that waits, that never gives up, never fades. Martha and I may be old, may be forgotten by the world, but not by each other. And that is enough. That is more than enough. Because real love is forever. Some nights are harder, darker, when silence screams, when memories hurt more. I sit by the window, watching shadows dance, feeling time slip through my hands. Martha sleeps quietly, her breath slow, her face peaceful. But my heart aches, because in the quiet, I hear their voices. I see their faces, clear as yesterday. Do you know the sound of a child laughing, the purest sound in this noisy world? That sound never leaves you, never fades. It lives in your bones, your soul. I remember Mark's wild laughter, echoing in the fields, louder than the wind. I remember Emily's soft giggles, hiding behind trees, playing her silly games. Leo was different, quiet, thoughtful, always reading, always dreaming big dreams. He would sit under the old tree, books in his lap, eyes lost in other worlds. I used to watch him, thinking, this boy will go far. This boy will touch the stars. And he did. They all did. They all left, chasing dreams, leaving pieces behind. But what they left behind was not small. It was everything. It was our hearts. Martha never said much, but her eyes told stories, stories of longing, of missing. She would dust their empty chairs, fix their untouched beds, as if they were coming. Every morning, she would open the window, let the sun in, let hope breathe. I worked all my life, hands rough, back bent, but my heart stayed soft, stayed full. I built walls, fixed roofs, carried bricks, but nothing was heavier than missing them. People think old age is about sickness, about weak bones. But no, it is about silence. Silence is the true weight, the true pain, when the house becomes too quiet, too empty. We never asked for much. Never wanted big things, just simple, sweet moments. A shared meal, a Sunday visit, a phone call with their voices, their laughter. But life moves fast, too fast, and people forget, not out of cruelty, but out of rush. Still, my heart remembers every small thing, every small joy they gave us. There was a time when Emily would braid Martha's hair, sitting by her feet. They would laugh, talk about nothing. But that nothing was everything to us. Mark would help me in the shed, pretending to be strong, lifting small tools. Leo would bring us stories, telling us about faraway places, making us dream. Now the shed is quiet. The tools gather dust. The house feels bigger, too big. Martha's hair is thinner, but her heart is still rich, still filled with mother's love. She still keeps their toys, their old school books, tucked away in small boxes. At night, she touches them gently, like holding their childhood in her hands. Sometimes I wonder, do they remember us like we remember them? Do they sit by their windows, think of the old house, the small joys? Do they tell their children about us, about the simple life we shared? I hope they do. I hope our love still reaches them, even from afar. One winter, the cold was cruel. The heater broke. The walls shivered with us. But Martha, with her soft hands, her warm smile, made it all bearable. We shared old blankets, old memories, laughing at how little we needed, because love is the best heater, the best roof, the best home, always. In the care home, people come and go, faces change, names fade away. But Martha and I, we are still here, still together, still holding on to love. Every morning I dress up, fix my shirt, comb my hair, hoping for a visit. But even when no one comes, I still smile, because love is patient. Very patient. Nurses ask me, George, do you feel lonely? Do you feel forgotten? I tell them, no, not forgotten, just waiting. Waiting takes time and love, because forgetting is easy, but remembering is a choice, a beautiful choice. And I believe, deep inside, one day they will choose to remember. Martha says, George, don't be sad. We had a good life, a full life. And she is right. We built something strong, something real, something lasting. Even if they are far, even if they are busy, our love still holds them close. Every heartbeat, every breath is a whisper of our love reaching them. I think of the times we sold our own things just to keep their dreams alive. The ring Martha sold, the bed we gave up, the long nights without sleep. But we never regretted it. Not once. Because their smiles were worth everything. Love is sacrifice. Love is giving without counting, without asking for return. In this small room with its old walls, we have the richest memories. No mansion, no palace can hold the beauty of a shared life, a shared heart. I hold Martha's hand, kiss her forehead, thank her for every little moment. Because without her, none of this would mean anything. None of it. Some days are heavier, when the body aches, when the soul feels tired. But then a small breeze, a ray of sunlight, brings back the old joy. A bird sings by the window, a smell of fresh bread from the kitchen, and for a moment it feels like home again, like the children are near. I often talk to the tree we planted, as if it were one of my sons. I tell it, grow strong, stay rooted, remind them of where they come from. Because roots are important. They hold you when the storms of life come. And our family, no matter the distance, is still connected, still one. Martha's health is fragile now. Every step is slow. Every breath is precious, but her spirit is strong. Her love is fierce. Like the day I first met her, she tells me stories. Even if I've heard them 100 times, I still listen, because her voice is my favorite song, my favorite comfort, my home. Sometimes, late at night, I pray, not for riches, not for glory, but for time. A little more time with Martha, a little more time to wait for our children, because love is not measured in years, but in moments, in shared glances. And every moment with her is a blessing, a gift, a quiet miracle. The world outside moves fast. People rush, forget, get lost in noise. But in this small room, time slows down, breathes softly, teaches patience. We have nothing fancy, but we have love. Pure, strong, unshakable love. And that is enough, more than enough. Because love is everything. Even now, after all these years, I remember their tiny hands holding mine. Their small fingers, soft and warm, trusting, innocent, full of life. I would carry them on my shoulders, their laughter ringing in my ears. Those were the best days, simple days, days I wish I could live again. Martha would watch us, smiling, her eyes shining with gentle pride. She loved being a mother, loved every moment, every hug, every tear. We were never rich, but our hearts were full, richer than gold itself, because family was our treasure, our reason, our joy, our everything. When Emily left for college, Martha cried quietly, wiping tears alone. She said, "It is good, she is growing, but it still hurts, George." I held her close, told her, "This is life. We raise them to fly." But deep inside, I felt the same ache, the same empty space. Mark called sometimes, quick calls, busy words, but we were happy. Just hearing his voice was a gift, a reminder, a small light of love. Leo wrote letters, long ones, full of dreams, full of distant places. Those letters were Martha's favorite. She read them again and again. But time has a strange way of stealing things, quietly, without warning. First the calls slowed, then the visit stopped, then came the silence. At first, we made excuses. They are busy. Life is hard. We understand. But hearts know the truth, even if lips stay quiet, even if smiles hide pain. Now, in this quiet room with Martha by my side, I hold on to hope. Hope that one day they will walk through that door, surprise us again. I picture it often, their faces, their hugs, their voices filling the air. It is this hope that keeps us warm, keeps us breathing, keeps us alive. Some days are better when the sun shines, when the nurses are kind. Other days are heavy, when the cold seeps in, when memories cut deep. But through it all, Martha's hand in mine is enough, more than enough, because in her touch, I feel our whole life, our whole story, our whole love. People say, George, you are strong. But it is not strength, it is love. Love that does not fade, does not give up, does not forget, does not break. Every morning I wake up with the same hope, the same simple prayer, that today might be the day they remember, the day they come home. No matter how far they go, no matter how long it takes, we wait. Because that is what love does. It waits, it hopes, it forgives, it believes. Martha and I, we are not sad. We are grateful for every memory, every breath, and we will keep waiting together, side by side, hearts full, always full. Tonight is quiet, softer than usual, as if the world is holding its breath. Martha sleeps calmly, her hand in mine, her face still beautiful, still mine. I watch her chest rise and fall, each breath a small miracle, a gift. I whisper, "Thank you, my love, for every moment, for every memory, for us. I know time is short. I feel it in my bones, in the way the night feels. But I am not afraid, because love has no end. It stays. It lives on. If this is the last chapter, then it is a good one, a full one, a sweet one." I close my eyes, smile softly, and hold her hand a little tighter. Forever.